Welcome back to the channel, folks. Today, we're diving deep into a wild journey through some of the most outdated lessons schools have hammered into our heads, stuff that not only doesn't hold up anymore but could actually put you in serious danger. Imagine sitting in class as a kid, soaking up wisdom that's about as reliable as a chocolate teapot. We're counting down from 9 to 1, unpacking these myths with fresh eyes, vivid stories, and a dash of that eye-opening humor to keep things lively. Think of this as your wake-up call to question what you thought you knew. Buckle up, it's going to be a bumpy, enlightening ride. Starting strong with number 9. The self-sabotaging grip on the wheel. You know that old-school driving stance everyone learned? Picture yourself behind the wheel, fingers locked at the 10 and 2 spots, feeling like a model student straight out of driver's ed. Your instructor probably praised you for it, making it seem like the holy grail of safe driving. But here's the twist in today's world. That position is basically setting you up for a knockout punch from your own hands. Back when this rule was born, cars were bare-bones machines, no fancy safety features, just a sturdy metal wheel and a prayer that nothing went wrong. Airbags? They weren't even a glimmer in an engineer's eye. Fast forward to now, and those life-saving bags deploy with the force of a rocket launch, blasting out at speeds that could dent steel. Envision this nightmare. You're cruising along, hands dutifully at 10 and 2, when bam, a collision triggers the airbag. Suddenly, your arms are flung right into your face like traitorous boomerangs. We're talking fractured bones in your wrists, a nose that's seen better days, and maybe even a smile that's missing a few pieces, all scattered like grim party favors across your dash. The real kicker? Driving schools haven't caught up. They're still dishing out this 80 seconds era advice while we're zipping around in smart cars that park themselves. It's like handing someone a flip phone in the era of augmented reality. The smarter way to hold on? Shift those hands to 9 and 3, or drop them to 8 and 4 if that feels right. Modern wheels are even sculpted with comfy indents right there, as if the designers are whispering, "Hey, we got you, stay out of harm's way." So, next time you slide into the driver's seat, give your grip a quick audit. If it's still up high like the old days, you're flirting with a self-inflicted bruise fest from the slightest bump. Shifting gears to number 8. The backward blood flood for nosebleeds. Ah, the classic fix for a bloody nose. Tip your head skyward and let gravity do its thing. Sound familiar? It's what gym teachers and school nurses preached, like some ancient ritual passed down through generations. But lean in close, because this tip is more like a trap that turns a minor drip into a full-on internal disaster. When you crane your neck back, that crimson stream doesn't just vanish, it takes a detour right down your gullet, transforming your throat into a slippery red chute. And trust me, your stomach isn't thrilled about this uninvited guest. Blood pooling in there? Your body hits the eject button hard, leading to a gag-worthy vomit session that's straight out of a bad dream. Imagine, you're dealing with a simple nosebleed, following the expert advice, and next thing you know, you're heaving up a metallic mess, blood spraying from both directions. It's not just messy, it's a scene that could rival a thriller flick. Why are classrooms still peddling this outdated gem from a bygone era? It's as if they're frozen in time, ignoring how our understanding of the body has evolved. Instead, picture the right approach. Sit tall, tilt forward just a smidge, and clamp down on the squishy bridge of your nose for a solid 10 minutes. Let it drain out harmlessly. No drama involved. Simple, effective, and way less likely to turn your day into a biohazard zone. Who knew preventing a horror show could be so straightforward? Yet here we are, with kids learning to basically sip their own blood until chaos ensues. Talk about a lesson that needs a serious rewrite. Now, on to number 7. The infant-crushing choke save. Envision a chaotic family dinner or a bustling eatery, and suddenly, a tiny tot is gasping, face turning colors, pure panic mode. Drawing from what health class drilled in, you spring into action with those forceful belly squeezes, aiming to be the savior. But hold up. On a baby, that's not heroism. It's a recipe for tragedy, turning a scary moment into something far worse. Schools often paint choking rescues with a broad brush, as if every human is wired the same. They demo those powerful pushes that might work on a grown-up, but apply that to an infant? It's like wielding a jackhammer on a delicate eggshell. Baby skeletons are soft and pliable, their insides miniature and fragile ribs that could crack under a stern glance, organs no bigger than a golf ball. One wrong move, and you're risking torn tissues, collapsed airways, or a chest that's splintered like kindling. That life-saving technique could leave lasting damage, from organ ruptures to breathing woes that linger. The proper method flips the script entirely. Cradle the little one face, down along your arm, delivering soft, targeted pats to the back. If needed, switch to gentle presses on the chest, nothing resembling the dramatic heaves from class demos. It's precise, protective, and tailored to their tiny frames. Yet, educational programs stick to the generic script, leaving folks ill-equipped and overconfident. One mishandled emergency, and you're not the hero. You're the headline nobody wants. Isn't it wild how a well-meaning lesson can backfire so spectacularly? Diving into number 6. The shaky portal of peril in Quakes. The ground rumbles, walls sway, earthquake alert. If your reflexes scream doorway, thanks to endless school drills, you're channeling advice that's as obsolete as dial-up internet. Teachers made it sound ironclad. Huddle in that frame, the building's toughest spot. But let's peel back the layers. This tip is a relic from old-timey structures. And in today's world, it's a gamble with gravity. It all traces to those historic adobe homes, where door frames were beefed up like fortresses amid crumbly walls. Modern builds? Not so much. Your average doorway is just an opening, flimsy and forgettable, with a hefty slab of wood dangling like a pendulum. During the shakeup, that door turns feral, slamming back and forth with bruising force while you're trying to stay upright on what feels like a bucking bronco. Add in the chaos, shelves tipping, decor flying, vases, frames, even light fixtures becoming airborne hazards. You're essentially planting yourself in the bullseye of a debris storm. Experts have been hollering the truth for years. Scramble under a solid desk or table, shield your head, and ride it out. But classrooms cling to the doorway myth like it's gospel from the gold rush days. Kids emerge thinking these spots are enchanted shields, when really, they're invitations to injury. Ever wonder why we hold on to these dusty ideas? It's like wearing bell-bottoms to a tech conference, charming, but utterly out of place. Number 5. The Whirlwind welcome mat for twisters. Sirens wail, skies darken, a tornado's on the prowl. What pops into your mind from those school safety talks? Crack open the windows to balance the air pressure, right? It sounded so logical, like giving the storm a polite handshake to avoid a blowout. But spoiler, that's not science. It's a shortcut to splintered chaos. The idea was that homes might burst like balloons from trapped pressure, so venting them out would save the day. Teachers spun it with fancy terms, equalization, differentials, making it feel like physics class gold. Reality check. Tornadoes don't play nice. They're nature's wrecking crews, shredding structures with raw power, not picky about open panes. In fact, popping those windows hands the wind extra leverage, letting it claw inside and yank your roof skyward, like prying open a stubborn jar. Worse yet, while you're dashing room to room like a frantic host prepping for guests, precious time slips away. That tornado isn't waiting. It's barreling in like a runaway locomotive. You could be hunkering down in a safe spot instead of inviting destruction. For generations, this flawed tip has been classroom canon, turning well-intentioned folks into unwitting accomplices to the storm. The smart play? Head low basement or inner room and steer clear of glass. Why extend an invitation to the beast when you can bolt the door? Let's tackle number 4. The futile huddle under desks for Nukes. Flashback to the black and white era. A cheerful cartoon critter like Bert the Turtle croons about ducking and covering, urging kids to burrow under school furniture at the first sign of trouble. It was drilled in weekly, turning doomsday prep into playground routine. But let's be real, that's about as effective as using a paper umbrella in a hurricane. Government films painted it rosy, but they knew the score. A nuclear detonation unleashes hellfire hotter than solar flares, vaporizing everything in a blink. Your desk? It'd ignite faster than dry tinder, leaving you exposed to a blast wave that outraces thunder. By the time the boom hits your ears, the damage is done, structures flattened, lives erased in an instant. Yet there you are, posed in that protective crouch, as if plywood could defy atomic fury. Truth is, these rituals were smoke and mirrors, a way to quell mass hysteria in the Cold War chill. Give people a drill, a sense of agency, and maybe they won't unravel when sirens blare. Generations bought in, mistaking flimsy wood for fortresses against city levelers like Hiroshima. It's not teaching survival, it's crafting illusions, lulling kids into false security with a side of psychological sleight of hand. How did we let a turtle sell us such a tall tale? Number 3. The Backfiring Crusade against drugs. Enter the classroom visitor, a polished officer with props and tails, under the banner of DARE drug abuse resistance education. It promised to arm kids against temptation with stark warnings and zero-tolerance vibes. Billions poured in, reaching almost every school kid. But here's the irony. It often sparked more curiosity than caution. The pitch was heavy on horror. One whiff of weed, and you're spiraling into ruin, brain-fried, life derailed. Catchy slogans, demos of substances, it felt like boot camp for the soul. But when reality clashed, seeing peers dabble without turning into monsters, the trust crumbled. If the pot warnings were exaggerated, what about the harder stuff? It was like crying wolf over a kitten. Once debunked, the whole pack loses bite. Studies piled up. Program alumni showed higher experimentation rates than outsiders. Essentially, it doubled as an intro course. Meet the drugs, hear the myths, question everything. Tax dollars fueled this unintended promo for decades, a costly oops that amplified the very issue it fought. Isn't it bizarre how good intentions paved a path to the opposite outcome? Like a fire safety class that hands out matches. Number 2, the degree-or-destitution myth. High school wraps up, and your advisor pulls you aside with grave warnings. Skip college, and you're doomed to scraps, scraping by in shadows. That narrative's fueled a debt avalanche trillions owed, chaining millions to endless payments that stall homes, families, dreams. Yet look around. Tradespeople like electricians rake in hefty paychecks sans loans, plumbers snapping up properties while degree holders juggle gigs, skilled laborers and drought welders fielding bids, mechanics thriving while some grads in lofty fields brew coffee for coins. Trade programs? Quick, affordable, launching you into demand with tools that pay off day one. Schools push the college pipeline like it's the only ladder, tallying acceptances over employability. They'd hype obscure majors before whispering about lucrative hands-on paths. Earning potential flips the script. Many blue-collar pros outpace white-collar peers, debt-free and fulfilled. The true trap isn't ditching diplomas, it's chaining yourself to paper promises that fade. Why not spotlight paths that build wealth without the weight? And finally, number 1, the misguided shield against outsiders. Stranger danger, the mantra echoed in every playground, classroom, home. It was safety 101. Shun the unknown, stick to familiars, but peel away the layers, and this flips protection on its head, often steering kids toward harm. Stats don't lie. Most threats lurk in known circles, 90% from coaches, kin, neighbors, not shadowy park lurkers. We're wiring young minds to dodge helpful bystanders while cozying up to potential predators in plain sight. Imagine a lost child in a throng, tears flowing, but they freeze. That guard? Stranger? Kind parent? Nope. Even cops trigger alarms. Paralyzed by fear of the wrong faces, predators thrive on this. They blend as trusted allies, doling treats, secrets, while the doctrine deflects scrutiny. He's family, so it's fine ignoring gut twinges. Shift to tricky adults, those soliciting kid help, pushing hush-hush packs, stirring unease. Real heroes don't recruit tots for quests. We've armed the wrong side, blinding kids to real risks. Time to rewrite the rulebook for true vigilance. Whew, what a roller coaster through the halls of hindsight. If this sparked some aha moments or made you rethink old habits, drop a like and share your own outdated lesson stories in the comments. For more eye-openers on life's hidden pitfalls, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. We've got plenty more where that came from. Stay curious. Stay safe out there.